talking about very, very young students or students who are a little older?
All ages. They are teaching all ages from the beginning until 12.
From 2.5 till 18 years.
Yeah.
18 years? Wow. Fortunately, with technology, as long as a student can read and has vision, obviously almost any program is going to be beneficial. What specifically, I'm trying to think, if a student can't hear, the audio isn't, I mean, Skyping would be difficult, but of course, even with Skype, you can open up a chat window and use the translator so they can still open up a whole world and talk to people on the other side of the world and read what they're saying. I think probably one of the biggest breakthroughs is what you saw on Hack the Classroom, and that is the new ability of Microsoft programs to translate what you're saying, what you're lecturing, onto the screen. So, for example, in PowerPoint, when I'm projecting it up on the screen to my students, I have a student this year who only speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I have him log into the translator site and have everything I say.
So you mean using translator is the most helpful program that can help students in dealing with Skype? Yeah.
Oh, especially with a language difficulty, but for students who can't hear, you could still use that and have it translate. Even if you're speaking in your native language, you could have it typing out the words that you're lecturing. So a deaf student would still be able to follow along with a high-level lecture because everything you're saying would be translated onto the screen in front of him or her.
أستاذ عاطف, we used that sign language with them. We used that PowerPoint mix, Office mix.
By the way, she want to tell you that they are using already. They are using sign language, okay, with PowerPoint also at the same time. But if they are looking to know more about the new program or new strategy that they can use with deaf students, if you know any one of these program or innovative program, new program that can help them to work properly with deaf students, if you find.
So, in my experience, and I've only taught a couple of students with hearing disabilities, but every student has his or her talents and passions. And so, whether the student is hearing impaired or language impaired or whatever, the first thing I look for is what gets them excited and engaged in learning. And so, whether a student is deaf or not, I still
what about your ways of engaging these two students with the other students? How you can engage them in the activity while working with the other students? What is the best way to deal with these students? Exactly.
Okay, we call it here in the United States, we call it SEDAI teaching, and it's basically teaching for second language because even though I have students in my classroom who can hear, they don't know what I'm saying because they don't speak my language. And so when lecturing, we're very demonstrative. You know, if I'm talking about something tall or short, you know, it's very much body language. And so when we introduce vocabulary words, we do a lot of images and acting out. And
so you are using realia. You are trying to use realia with dealing with the students.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the word, absolutely. But also in the way that we deliver the lesson. So, you know, you saw me on Hack the Classroom. I'm a little animated.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So that helps too. I'm the only challenge for deaf students is that they can't hear. They have wonderful brains. They're high functioning, obviously.
They are very smart, but they are not hearing us very well. Some of them very, very smart, and they can learn quickly or quicker than the other students. But the main problem with them, they cannot hear us very well.
So, and I know this is not technology, but are they learning any lip reading? Are they good at reading itself so that when things are translated or things are put from speech to text, that they're able to read it and follow along? Those are skills they're going to need.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So maybe think about what their future career, what kind of jobs they'll have, and then take a look at how they would function in that job as a deaf person, and then try to come up with some strategies. If you're dealing with customers face to face, then they're going to need some strategies for interaction, which to my mind would include being able to lip read. And I would have to do a little research, but I'm sure I can find, especially because Microsoft has become so engaged in helping students with learning disabilities, whether it be dyslexia or other challenges. I feel like there are going to be some things in there that I haven't used that might be beneficial, and I would be more than happy to do a little more research for you and ask some of the, we do have a school here that has deaf students in my district, so I could ask them what they're using for their students. When I was in grade school here in California, we had a class of deaf students, and so I learned sign language.
So you are using sign language only. You are using only sign language. Sign language only.
I know. Yeah, American Sign Language, yeah. Is it different in UAE Sign Language?
It must be the same. They are using the same sign language. Yes. Okay. سناء عندك أي سؤال؟
احنا بس احنا عايزين نسألها، احنا شفنا في الكلاس روم هي استخدمت ازاي الماينكرافت. هل ممكن احنا مع طلابنا نستخدم الماينكرافت؟
Yes. She want to ask you about the importance of using Minecraft with deaf students. She want to ask
I'm sorry,
you.
would you repeat that?
She want to ask you about the importance of using Minecraft with these kind of students, especially deaf students.
Well, Minecraft is just another wonderful way for them to demonstrate their knowledge. And so you as teacher must craft your lesson and their assessment in such a way that they can show you what they know through Minecraft. So again, if you watched Hack Classroom, when my students read a novel or read a novel, one of the assignments is always share with me your favorite scene. I don't want them to write any words. I want them to show me through what they do that they understand what's going on in that scene. And so I had an image of one of my students did two female characters from the book, and the little sister who had the gray cloud above her head because she's always grumbling and complaining.
So they are trying to apply what you asked them already.
Yes.
قلنا ممكن ان احنا نعمل معاها سيشن او نعمل معاها تدريب على استخدام الماينكرافت مع الصور.
Okay. She want to ask you if you have any available time to give them a workshop or a training session about using Minecraft with deaf students. Are you free?
Absolutely, and if I have a little time, I can prepare something and we can do it through Skype if you like, because I can do a screen sharing.
So it's a promise from you now to meet you again about how to use Minecraft with deaf students. You are agreed?
شكرا جزيلا. شكرا جزيلا. قلنا كمان احنا بنستخدم الباوربوينت.
هي قالت نفس الكلام اللي هي تتكلم.
بتاخد ماشي معانا كل برامجها اللي قالتها في الكلاس روم الخمسه احنا بنستخدمها، بس اللي ناقصنا الماينكرافت.
ممتاز.
الماينكرافت انا بعتقد انه هيجيب نتيجه حلوه مع اولادنا
ان شاء الله.
يا ريت تكون معانا استاذ عبد.
اوكي مستمع.
يعني احنا معانا حصه سكايب كيف بتدرس الطلاب.
ما هي بالضبط تمام، هو ده اللي هي موافقه عليه، هي موافقه عليه اوريدي بطبيعه الحال. مستمع. They want to tell you that they are using all the new strategies, all the new programs like OneNote, Sway, Kahoot, and they want to attend a session with you while you are working with your students. They want to show you while you are working with your students, and if you can give us the opportunity to attend Skype session between us and you. Okay?
Yes, so what I can do is I can film a lesson. I have cameras that I can do that.
Yeah.
And then I can share that with you during a Skype session, if that would be okay, if you just give me a little bit of time.
By the way, Mustami, they have students now. They can attend students with each other because they have 2 times they are teaching morning and evening also. So you can attend with your students and they can attend with the other students also. بس هنا مش معاك طلاب دلوقتي حاليا؟ تقدر تحضر مع الطلاب بعد الفترة المسائية؟
استاذ عاطف اذا هي مشاهدة اذا هي ممكن تسجل لنا فيديو
هي بتقول هي ممكن التسجيل، هي بتقول ان هي ممكن تسجل. اوكي لو انتوا عايزين تحضروا معاها حصه مع الطلاب، مش انتوا اوريدي معاكم طلاب الفتره الحاليه الفتره الدراسيه؟
مش صغاري، لا صغاري افضل، صغاري حتى لو كانت هي مسجله فيلم تسجيل عادي يعني.
Yeah, okay. Miss Tammy, if you can, because of time difference or time zone, so if you can record a session with your students and you can send them to them, they can watch it later and benefit from your ways of teaching or dealing with your students. It will be very benefit for them.
And we can continue to communicate via email and Skype.
That's great. Okay. ممتاز. ايه تاني؟
معلش احنا كده نحدد طلباتنا وتكون شاكرة يعني شكرا. تكون طلباتنا حاجتين، ان هي تسجل لنا حصة فورمال من عندها حصة حلوة. بعدين لنا زي تريننج او سيشن احنا نستخدم المين كرافت مع الطلاب، بس تدرب الستاف الاول اذا نحضر معاها 4-5 مدرسات.
تمام تمام. اوكي Miss Tammy.
Yes.
She want to ask you about training Skype session with some teachers. Yes. Okay, at first, maybe 2 or 3 times about how to use Minecraft in teaching. Okay, especially with the students. Also, if you can record another session, and send it by email about dealing with deaf or these kind of students.
Wonderful. I will do that. Let's continue to talk on email so I can let you know when I'm ready.
Okay.
And I think it sounds wonderful. I'm excited to share my class with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay. By the way, we want to thank you so much. Really, it was a wonderful session. طيب خليكم معايا بقى عشان ناخد لقطتين على سجلهم على الشاشة. Miss Tammy, just wait 1 second because I want to take some photos because I recorded by my telephone, okay? So I want to take a print screen, okay? Do you have any mind to publish this session in social media? Miss Tammy?
Yes, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, okay. Thank you so much.